Okay. If all's good, should be on the Nintendo screen. Yep. Perfect. And I already did most of the social posts that matter, so I just gotta hit the enter button in a few places. And we shouldn't even need a makeshift intermission screen this week. Should be able to hop right into the game. Okay, good. Got music. Now I'm just curious, making sure that it actually shows weird. Still on the Nintendo screen. It's a little early. Not as early as I thought. Doing the whole doing all this setup before going live probably was a good thing for once. The downside is like every time I click away on anything else, that is when we get the music stopping. But right on cue, we're ready to go right when the game resets the title screen. So, welcome back. It's been a bit since I've done this, and I'll be honest, for a while I was pretty sure it would be a one-off, but if I want, I don't know if I am going to, but a part of me wants to eventually do bigger videos of just showing off the entire mod in a single video, or at least show a couple different parts of the Golden Sun Challenge Pack. And since I can't do more Lost Age Randomizer, but I want to do something Golden Sun, figured that's a good excuse as any to hop on back into this. So, last time we left off, we made a good amount of progress. Got through the prologue, got Ivan, made it to Bilibin. Did I get that Djinn? I even got the Djinn Gus before heading out here. Wow, I've been spending so much time in Dawn Djinn that... working on Dawn Djinn that... all the vanilla names for the Djinnies just feel completely foreign to me. Like, at least Gus. Like, Flint's a classic. But first thing I saw was Gus and I'm like, wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. So, it's been a hot minute, so it might take me a little bit to remember what the heck we gotta do next. Because I have been playtesting Dawn Djinn a lot, but most of that's in like the endgame area. Oh, you know that I'm stuck in Dawn Djinn mindset when I go over to the Mara Star, and my first thought is, why isn't that on Garen? Why don't I have it equipped? I think maybe to screw with my head further, I'm just gonna give it to Garrett. Besides, he's not the one that's gonna be picking up all the items. Although, I don't know, I'm in a weird chaotic mood that I want to have Ivan as the lead of the party. Or Miss, as apparently I named them in the last run. Since the stream doesn't officially start until 7:30 anyways, maybe I could just run around. 205 coins. I get the feeling I did all my shopping already, but it wouldn't hurt to double check if there's anything kind of neat that we can pick up. Probably not for 300 coins, but yeah, like the Witch's Wand, we are still way far off to get it by the time we actually get enough money for it. Kind of got the feeling that we're not gonna be able to do much. I could afford a long sword, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. I think I'd rather go... I probably should go for Wempas, because, like... I can't believe I went this long about explaining the gimmick of the mod. With the challenge pack, there's actually the challenge pack is actually a variety of different mod patches that you can apply. Some of them you can apply together to make your own custom challenge. And they all have like different rules that like, slightly change the way you play the game. For this in particular, we are playing with the water only patch and an additional patch that essentially brings the Lost Age hard mode over to Golden Sun 1. So, if we go to our screens, there's a few custom spells. As you can see, like with Mud Pack there and all. Actually, I realize it might be a little harder to actually tell just from looking at the Psynergy screen, but essentially every adept is treated like a water adept. This is probably the easiest way to showcase it. Every adept is a water adept. All spells in the game that do attacking, pretty much all spells minus utility, are of the water element. Even things like Gale, even things that would normally be associated with wind. I tried my best to make custom spells when just realigning it to the water element didn't make sense to some degree. Which is why we have a few custom things like Gale, for example. And it's not like we're completely out of options for using water-based energies, but... Or, I mean, attacking with anything besides water. Regular attacks still work. Though I think I changed the weapon unleashes to be water elemental as well. It's been so long I would have to double check that detail. But like a physical attack would definitely still do physical damage. That was the whole point of that tangent. That maybe I shouldn't be prioritizing armor as much. It's tempting to go after armor still because the enemies are going to have a tiny little attack multiplier, but it does make me wonder how much is actually necessary. Just shy on getting upgrades, and but this is a slight upgrade from the lever armlet. So I'm gonna do some advanced, quote unquote, advanced strats and sell the armlet, and then buy the glove because I wouldn't have had enough money to afford it otherwise. And I think that's all we can do. Like, maybe I'll stop by the castle to pick up some items, but because we're not playing Dawn of Djinn, I don't think well, maybe I was gonna say we wouldn't have the means to skip cutscenes and all that, but I forgot there's some additional quality of life mods I added on, and by quality of life I kind of mean speedrun. The point being is I do have the cutscene skip, but I don't think we're going to be talking to the mayor regardless, because that's still like something, even significantly less time, it's still time that I don't need to spend. Alright, let me see. Okay, got a smoke bomb. I don't remember if there's anything else in the palace of note, and I'm not sure if I really want to just go along and dig around every single container just to find a little bit extra. I think the smoke bomb might be the best that we get. I'm willing to check this barrel at least. Yeah, I think we got everything of significant value out of this. So, let's press forward. If nothing else, it gives us a good opportunity to pick up some more money, which might come in handy. But it's not Djinn Djinn, so I don't think we have fast travel retreat. Yeah. And I'll admit, I kind of spoiled myself with a lot of mod features like that, so playing the game in a more vanilla mindset might take a little bit to get used to. At least I don't have to sit for the cutscenes, but you know, I'm kind of surprised at everything we went through, and that was the first random battle we ran into. Yeah, okay, that seems like a custom unleash, so I guess I did change those around as well. Maybe it's just my imagination, but sometimes the unleashes glow different colors. And I would say maybe that's part of... maybe that color actually changes between different elements. But it honestly probably doesn't, because I'm pretty sure if I changed one unleash, I would have changed all of them, like Merc there and all that. Wow. It's a rat. How can it be so annoying? Fine. I mean, we have Djinns, we might as well use them at least a little. Yeah, even the Djinni's attacks are water-based, for anyone new here. And yes, the summons will also be of water elemental damage. It is called a water-only patch for a reason. Alright. I'm gonna just take a little sip. And by then, we should be good to progress onwards. Okay, I guess this cutscene goes on a little bit longer than I thought. Yeah, don't mind me, I might be a little tired because I did technically do some Pokemon Go streaming earlier today. I don't know. They just had, I think it's Go Battle League Day today, and I wanted to try to actually get high enough ranks to catch legendary Pokemon. So I figured I'd give it another go. But I think I got a little too carried away because after streaming it, I decided to do even more of it off stream. I figured it'd be fine because, like, I could edit videos and get two birds with one stone. But what I didn't take to mind is that Go Battle League, at least for me, is like, it's very easy. I don't mind it, but it's very easy to have too much of a good thing. And I definitely had too much Pokemon Go in that session. See, I'm pretty sure these guys resist water, so this is where the water-only element might be a little bit annoying. It's worth knowing that I initially made this for... how to describe it? Like, the goals of the modding community a while back technically hosted a game jam, but it was more so like tried to host it because it was mostly just something that was brought up in the Discord to try out. It's like cool, and I think out of everything that people were planning on doing for that game jam, this is the challenge pack thing that I was working on was the only thing to really come out of that ordeal. And even then, like, I didn't really even release it until a few weeks after the quote-unquote end of the game jam, because it was pretty rushed and messy, and I want to take a little bit of time to like take care of some bugs and oversight. Mostly in the fact of just like things like getting soft lock because you wouldn't have proper utility spells. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot how many water resilient enemies there are this early on in the game. I guess if nothing else, if it's not... Some of these mods for the challenge pack aren't necessarily about challenge as much as just finding new ways to spice up the game. So if nothing else, like this really makes you think about the game more deeply and appreciate little details and nuances. Or at the very least, make you think about things that you normally wouldn't think about, like... Dang, there's certainly a lot of water-resilient enemies early on in the game. It's almost like they expect you to use Venus spells because your party leader is an Earth adept, and the first Djinn you get is of the Earth element, or something. Yeah. You're more useful as a healer than using your Djinns for attacking. I guess that's a decent amount of damage for being resisted. Oof. Especially if the Unleashed procs like that. Yeah, you know, in hindsight, I wonder if, like, doing the enemy stat boost on top of this was a good idea. I just know that, like, typically, if I'm playing Golden Sun casually, at least a few times I played it in Lost Age, I would personally want to have the hard mode on, and for the longest time, that was how I was used to playing the game. Also, I'm gonna hold on to that, because when I was alluding that there is technically some ways to still be able to unleash water-based spells, or I mean non-water-based elemental attacks, that oil drop we got is gonna be the key for one of those possible scenarios. If I recall correctly. I might just want to save real quick and do a test run to make sure. But I'm pretty sure I specifically made the mods so you would still be able to have the oil drop do fire-based damage. Oh yeah, that is definitely not water elemental damage. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna reset and hold on to that for a little bit. Because I'm probably gonna actually need it for something much more critical. So I'm not used to having Granite this early. Hey, you know, it'd be really nice if I could like get another one of those. Wait, that was a basic attack. I'm pretty sure the normal attacks don't do elemental damage. I mean, we're not gonna know if we keep getting the rapid smash like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it, even if it's resisted. I guess if this is only 3... Well, at least we got a prism. That's kind of nice to have this early on. I don't want to grind for it, but I would love to have one more oil drop, just to make Kolima Forest a lot less of an issue than it would otherwise be. Also, I probably gotta be careful because I can't fast travel, so it might be a problem if I burn all my Psynergy before I even make it to the forest, but man, this battle could go on for a while if I don't. Maybe we can at least make use of our second Venus Djinn to do some stage 2 summoning. That might speed things up a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to get this beaten up just in the little passageway in Kolima Forest. I might have to go back to town anyways. $14, $28, $40. Okay, yeah, even for resistance, that's still pretty solid damage. I should be using summons more often. And Ramsey here is probably gonna do a good ordeal in of herself. Yeah, 75, 54. That's pretty good if I say so myself. And unfortunately I can't heal here, so I might as well go back to town and heal up proper. I do have mic. I don't know why, I just was a little paranoid that I didn't have my mic on for whatever reason. Just what I want to run into. But maybe if I just go all out with everyone, that'll speed up the process. Though, it would kind of suck if, you know, it was defending this turn, and I summon rushed a rat, And I still survive. Oh, 21 is quite a lot for how little I have. That's fine. 245. Maybe I can at least get a better sword, because my lack of attack is kind of hurting. Yeah, that should give me enough. And you know what? Even though Ivan's in the lead, maybe he can hold on to the oil drop just because. Oddly higher attack than Garrett, but who knows how long that'll last. I was gonna say, he's always been more the mage person in my eyes anyway, so it's only natural for me to want to give that to him. So I guess I'll say it now. Because I was streaming earlier today, I don't think I'll have the energy to do a full 2-hour stream. My game plan is going to be to go through Kolima Forest, beat the boss, and see how I feel from there. If it goes over an hour, great. If not, that'll be fine too. You know, I was just thinking, like, how soon can we get a void? Because I assume with water only, we might be able to get a void a little bit earlier than before. Okay, good. That could just be because it's normal damage, but it's not being resisted. That's pretty good in of itself to me. Oh. I guess that's what I get for getting trigger happy. Jeez, I was not expecting bees to kind of have my butt like this. Do I even have enough money to revive Garrett after all that? Probably by the time I get back. There's no point. We're at the start of the dungeon, even though it's a whole trek back. It's not worth going through everything with just 2 party members. If Garrett's dying this early on, then we need the experience. Though I don't know if I really have the luxury to pass up on experience from anyone else just because I don't have a party, all my party members up and going. Yeah, not to be a wimp, but if I'm struggling this much in just one of the earlier dungeons of the game, then maybe maybe I'll readjust my game to remove the attack multiplier and just stick to doing a water only run. Yeah, because, like, for the sake of the stream, a little more challenge may be fun, but it might not be as fun to watch if we're just constantly backtracking between the dungeon and the town every other minute. That should be enough to take him out. I'm probably gonna... Might as well go while I'm probably gonna heal back to town anyways. Assuming I have enough money left over to even revive a party member. Yeah. Early Golden Sun can be kind of brutal when your only way to revive is to go to a Seikam and fork over some cash, but usually gets balanced out by the fact that normally you're not struggling in the first area of the game, so... that is what it is. On the bright side, maybe we'll get, yes, more oil drops. I think this is going to be the first time ever playing Golden Sun that I actually care this much about the items. No, I should see how much I have to revive before I rest up at the end. That's just a subconscious thing for me to do going into town. Please don't be over 100. Technically not over 100. But do I even... I don't even want to spend the money at the end. I'd rather like buy a couple herbs and try to heal up my Psynergy as we go. Let's see. Okay, that's a reasonable price. And maybe someday we'll save up enough money to actually get something else, but the axe is already a little more attack than I was expecting to have. You know what? Yeah, just double seer. And if nothing else, that'll let us get the summons more quickly. I'm kind of curious, like, just how far behind Garrett's fallen. Yeah. Still already one level behind the rest of the party, just from getting knocked out once. It's Granite. Flint. Oh, please, I was gonna say, please don't reduce my attack the moment I got it set up. Attacking is pretty much the only thing I got. Okay, good, that's neutral damage from a regular attack. I might actually get to a point where I'm worried about where actually getting unleashed is actually screws me over. Mud Pack you. Use Flint again, and oh, forgot I never actually summoned Mars. kind of weird that so far this is harder than Djinn, which already has an attack multiplier in of itself. Well, honestly, Djinn doesn't really get hard until Tret tree in of itself, so there's still time for one to redeem itself over the other. I'll admit I'm kind of at a loss of which is doing what. So the bad news is that this is a large horde of enemies. The good news is if I can survive and defeat this horde of enemies without anyone getting knocked out, that should be some good experience for the rest of the party. And as long as I'm careful, I honestly shouldn't have any reason not to. I almost forgot that everything is a water attack here, so actually attacking the bat with Flint wouldn't be a bad idea. No, I was thinking in the back of my head that that feels a bit like overkill, but then it survived. Alright. So, Garrett's up to level 6. That's good. Alright, Kolima Forest. Attempt number 2. Hopefully I won't just get knocked out immediately in the first encounter again. Healing right away to learn from past mistakes. It's a bit more synergy, but I think it will be worth it for the damage. Only 19. Let's see. Well, I guess with at least with Granite, I know we're not getting knocked out this turn. All the times I played this game, I don't think I've ever seen the log roll. I guess I've never gotten into an encounter as I was rolling the log. So I just found a little bit of humor in the whole concept of the log rolling after the battle. Okay, actually coming over here was kind of pointless. All I did was just leave the timer for more random battles. On the bright side, maybe that's weaving the way for getting another drop. That would be cool. Forge first. See how much Ramsey does. Not as much as I was hoping, but damage is damage. Wow, that was just from one turn. Sure, the sooner I can knock out some fools, the less likely I'll get obliterated myself. Alright, now this will take out the other Willhead. Fantastic. Now we can just focus on the skeletons and hopefully not have things go terribly wrong. I mean, this is what I bought the extra herbs for. Now I have full assurance that nothing terrible will happen this turn, and I should be able to just summon next turn and finish everything off. And Guess I'll do one attack on each, just spread out my damage, you know, just in case of that. Hmm. "40 minutes and we haven't even gotten to Tret's tree yet." I both simultaneously had a feeling that this would be less than an hour, but a hope that, or I mean be more than an hour, and yet a hope that it would be at least a little closer to an hour. You know, that reminds me, I totally forgot to get the nut from the palace, didn't I? That's fine, I'll get on my way back. I'm stingy enough with these items that as long as the herbs are fully healing me, then I'm not in a huge hurry to actually use this other stuff. You know, I was just thinking, the next time I get into a fight with a skeleton, I think I'm gonna try to make use out of that smoke bomb. Those, on the tangent of strategies, maybe I should have healed. Well, at least I can do that this turn. Get you, heal with you. Actually, you can heal with Ply, and you can heal with the herb. As much as I do want to get some physical attacks in, it's more important that I don't get knocked out. And that rat was defending anyway, so it would have just been a waste of time to try to attack it. I guess he was defending this turn. You'll never come across the answer. Well, at least at this rate with the encounters, I'll be caught up in level in no time. I forgot to hit the turn that the battle ended before I healed. Jeez. Let me double check speed stats. I don't want to use another herb so soon, but I'll push my luck, I guess. If I can survive, I can heal outside of battle. And surely this will finish the job. There we go. Certainly getting caught up in level fast. Yeah, it wasn't worth pushing my luck just to save one single synergy point. I'll probably get it all back before the next battle. Alright, you know what? I think this is time to try out the idea I had brewing in the back of my head. As much as I want to get Granite out this turn, oh, thank goodness it worked. Now, I just gotta hope that they go for regular attacks, otherwise that smoke bomb was a complete waste. Which, of course, means that the other one's the one that does the regular attack. Go for... goodness, I can go for Granite this turn, then go for Ramsey. Maybe cross my fingers that I don't knock out the skeleton before I can make use out of it. Missing... oh, that's right. I didn't actually go for Flint. Oh, brother. Guess we'll just stick with Venus. And I'm defending. Of course. You can go for Unleash, I suppose. I don't really see a point in holding on to using a Djinn this close to the end of the battle. Though I could be wrong about said ending. Has that skeleton even missed once ever since I got it with the smoke bomb? I'm kind of finding myself having some doubts here. Yeah, at least we got a smoke bomb to replace the smoke bomb that we used. Gonna have to get back to you on that, if that was a worthy trade. Technically we got more items than we lost, but still. So, I guess I could talk a little bit about trying to find other ways to spice up Golden Sun. Like, obviously if you have the power to mod a game, then that opens up your possibilities. But I was trying to think of like house rules or like ways that people could play Golden Sun differently without modding the game, because not everyone's going to have access to that sort of thing. For some people, NSO is the best option. And I feel like I'm getting deja vu just from thinking about this, but even if it's a song and dance that I've had so many times in the past, I don't see the harm in bringing it up one more time. Trying to find a way to play Golden Sun with a challenge, or there are obviously ways to make Golden Sun harder without changing the game, but finding something that has the same impact on Golden Sun that Nuzlocke would have on Pokemon is a whole other ordeal. Mostly because, like, if you try to restrict too many elements of Golden Sun, I personally find it's not as fun. Like, sure, I could play it for the whole game without ever using a summon, and that would make things more challenging, but it would also discourage you from ever using the Djinns, because then they'd just be stuck on standby, completely useless for the rest of the battle. So it would discourage you from using Djinns as well. And there's a lot of little things like that that come to mind. I have been, like, brewing up an idea for, I wouldn't call it a Golden Sun Nuzlocke, but a Nuzlocke a Nuzlocke-inspired Golden Sun run. But I'm gonna keep that to myself until I iron out the details a little more. It would probably make a fun stream idea someday. Huh. You think I would have done this puzzle so many times by now that I would have the solution to heart. Not quite yet, apparently. But I'm sure if I push them around enough, it'll just come back to me. See, I think pushing that there will somehow make... I'm getting a little bit of deja vu. Almost like I've tried this before. If anything, I think a personal weakness of mine is that I'm always itching to try too many things and don't divide up the time between what I want to do and what I truly want to do. Right, that would work if I could somehow get something down here to actually jump to, but... Hold on, the gears are turning. I think that might count as 2 tiles. I'm gonna try anyways. Here we go. Yeah, with how much I was struggling to actually afford things. I definitely want to pick up any freebies when it comes to armor that I get along the way. You know what? I think it might be simpler to restart the room like... Oh, that's right. It's not one of those rooms that refresh when you leave it. Or it is. I just forgot that it started with the water flooded in the first place. So far, I think this run's going pretty well. I was kind of thinking it might have been too hard with the damage multiplier at first, but I think part of that might just be the fact that usually when I'm doing something like Dawn Djinn, I make it so you start out at level 5. And it's almost typically never that you actually leave the prologue at level 5, so I guess I was playing the game a bit more under-leveled than I was used to. Though, I could have sworn we were at least at level 5 by the time we left we started the stream today, but it's a level curve in general that we're up to, I suppose. Alright, down with all you. Yeah, this is a little bit overkill. But at least the kill part wasn't on this side of the party. Alright. Now, I was gonna go on break, but let's hop on in, and I feel like I've done Tret Tree enough times that this won't be too hard. And that would be a better indication of if I want to keep going, it would be a better time for a break. And if I wanted to just stop, then it'd be the perfect opportunity to stop. I don't want to get too carried away with expending Psynergy. You know, it kind of makes me... Because typically Golden Sun doesn't have a hard mode, and you would normally and the whole damage multiplier thing is normally only a thing in the Lost Age. This is technically my first time playing Golden Sun 1 with hard mode stats. So I'm kind of wondering how much of this extra difficulty I'm feeling is just the fact that it's harder, or I mean that the enemies hit harder, and how much like only being able to use water, synergy, and skills is affecting the challenge. Point I was getting at is that it almost makes me curious to play the game again with just the hard mode stat boost. But this is what I mean, like there's not enough time in the world to just play Golden Sun 5 different times in a row. I'm already like playing it a lot just to iron out, just for playtesting and getting it, making the, I wouldn't say final adjustments, but making adjustments to Dawn of Djinn as a whole. I was just about to say, it's nice to actually run into stuff that isn't resistant to water. But then of course the spider enemy is resistant to water. Fun little trivia. I think I'll save it for another moment. You got... I really should save them for the... I really should save them for Tret. Who are we kidding here? I'm like, I know who the boss is gonna be. If you're already familiar with the plot of Golden Sun, you know who the boss is gonna be. There's no dialogue, so there wouldn't be a way for you to know who's gonna be unless I told you. Okay, this is a little awkward. It's like, I would just do the summon in that, but kind of pushing it. If we're this close to getting someone knocked out just from when I had Granite out, I'm a little terrified to see how much damage they do with... Yeah. You know, it's kind of weird. Typically, Djinn is the one that constantly takes the L, takes the fall. I know it's kind of like a meme within the community, but it's for a reason. Like, even my own playthroughs, like, things very much favor Djinn getting knocked out. And there's statistics behind it, because he has lower defense and lower HP than the other party members. I think even Shibuya, who has a similar spread of base stats compared to Djinn, has better defense than Djinn does. Okay, I gotta be careful not to push my luck, otherwise I'm gonna have 2 party members knocked out, and I'm definitely gonna have to walk all the way back to town if that's the case. Because I do have a water of life, but it's a friggin' water of life, and you only get so many of those in the entire game. If I'm already needing it this early on, then surely I'm gonna need it even later. But Garrett's already fallen behind in level because this is the second time that he's gotten knocked out. Just trying to keep up with everyone else. Alright, I'm probably gonna regret it. Let's do it. So, give me the healing ring. Things that help me not require... Things that let me heal without... regardless of my Djinn arrangement. It's well welcomed. Granite with you. Flint with you. Case in point. Let me go in for a sec. Oh, I gotta pay close attention to those defense dropping shenanigans. Should be able to heal you, and oh, of course you're resistant to water. Guess I can go for Ramsey. And Ivan is healing, right? It's like, only have one water life. You know, I'm gonna defend just to be safe. Yeah, I'm not too keen on the fact that we're taking like over 30 damage from a single attack. I'm kind of bouncing back towards Team No Multiplier again, at least on top of the water only thing. Get you healed up. Sorry, I kind of lost my bearings just going back and forth for all this. I was gonna say, once I get back into the tree, maybe I'll take a little bit of a break, but... because I need to refill my water anyways. Yeah, I'll leave you all on the screen, and I'll be right back. Wouldn't be a bad idea to just get up and stretch anyways. Alright. Did I really not hit the BRB button? Okay. Let's hop on back into it. I don't even know if I really need the Psynergy Stone that badly. I don't know if it's worth... No, maybe. Let's see how I feel after this battle, because, like, on one hand, I don't want to climb all the way back up the tree and take all the battles along the way again. Excuse me. Dang it, I think the sneeze is still there. As I was saying, though, on one hand, sure, I don't want to take the battle again. But on the other hand, I'm kind of wondering if I need the experience. We're gonna see with you. I think level 13 is going to be the magical level because that's when we'll get physical attacking synergies, if I remember correctly, and that we can at least control by boosting our... We can at least make that stronger by boosting our attack. By that point, we'll also have Mercury Djinn, so we can also do summons, and that will boost the elemental power of our water attacks, which might be helpful as well. Might be yet another way to actually work around that whole... Raising our power might be a way to work around enemies that normally resist water. Sure. Who's ready to climb the tree again? I know I sure am not. Maybe we'll get lucky and not get an encounter on the way back up. How's Garrett doing? Yeah. Garrett's not taking too kindly to missing out on like 5 battles. Jeez, it's almost like I'm playing Djinn with how frail he is. Alright, I think you all might resist water, but screw it. Take advantage of boost while we have it. Or I mean, take advantage of full synergy while we have it. Man, okay. I had a feeling that it would be real nice when we had Prism, but yeah, that's... Who's giving Isaac Prism? Because I might just put whatever genie that is on Ivan and just do that instead. Oh, of course you dodge it. The sad part is I think that quote-unquote flint attack might have done as much as a normal attack. You never realize just how much resistance actually affect the game until you're forced to pay attention to them. And you have your elemental diversity just pulled away from you. So it seems like either wind or fire would give me Prism. I guess the downside is that I wouldn't be able to heal with Ivan. Do I even need to heal? Honestly, that all couldn't have come at a better time. Did I really not sell the cotton tea when I was back in town? Alright, so... who would do you better? Or... actually, I think I'll let you have when just like the slight extra synergy points might be worth it in the end. And I'm just debating if I want to give Granite back to Isaac when we're all done with this. Oh, apparently I never actually did the heal. Or I did, but doing the heal, just not on the right party member. Alright, who's ready to actually climb the tree for real this time? Nah, we gotta fight some rats first. Yeah, we're definitely, like, throwing Granite over on Isaac or Garrett. I might actually do it on Isaac because he has the axe, which are probably our best attack boost at the current moment. Or I mean, like, what I was trying to say is Isaac gets Flint, and I guess that means, like, Garrett would have Granite. This feels like, still feels a little bit of a waste, but... still an improvement. Nice. You know, I can work with this. I have Flint on priority, so I have 2 healers. Ish. And then, if I want to pursue him that badly, I could just use Flint and go right into that. Alright, let's get onto this next floor finally. You know, I'm kind of glad... kind of wonder what's next for Camelot. Because, as far as I can see, it's one of 2 things. An RPG or a Mario sports game. And the odds so far are towards the latter. In fact, I don't think Camelot has really made an RPG since Dark Dawn. Wow, and that's certainly something to really reflect back on and think about. I wish I remembered the exact details of where, but I recall like an interviewer mentioning that like part of the reason Camelot hasn't made another Golden Sun game in a long time was because like it's just very exhausting on the team to make an RPG in general. I'm sure there's a lot of other factors going on behind the scene too. Kinda sucks like the type of game that I want to make someday is an RPG. That's a little unfortunate. Well, the good news is that it's a Jupiter Djinn, so at least won't be resisting all our water attacks. still a little nervous about this fight, because I always remember, like, this Djinn being one of the bigger difficulty spikes, even in the vanilla game. But we'll see. Yes. Actually, I think I want to impact. You. Hopefully that wind Djinn makes I've been faster, because I love to use that attack boost as much as possible. I'll tell you what, like, I was already thinking differently about how I play Golden Sun with making Dawn Djinn, but this mod is even making me think of Golden Sun in even more of a different way than before. You know, let's just fly. Oh, this would just boost everyone's attack. Maybe next time, but I kind of want to get the Prism in while I have the opportunity to do so. Oh, that's the thing that I was worried about. Well, since I'm gonna have to backtrack to town anyways, there's no way I'm fighting Tret with only 2 party members. Not only because it'd be even more brutal than it already is, but I really don't want Garrett to miss out on that boss experience. Oh, and that's right, they can run! It's been so long since I've played something that wasn't Dungeon that they can run. Fantastic. If you all don't mind, I'm just gonna reset, because it's bad enough that Garrett fell in that battle. And then, like, it was all in vain. Pardon me. Alright, I can at least take this opportunity to try to reassess my strategy. But I like having Prism on... Let's give this a shot. Alright, again, with Gusto. Starting out with trying to get attack boost on everyone. Besides, the more I think about it, Isaac's probably got our best physical attack. At least I would assume so, because he has the frickin' axe. I should be focusing as much as I can his way. Get him as strong as he can get. Not gonna have the time to actually cast any spells. And they really make this Djinn just... mess. think it's faster, so he'll be the one to heal, only because I really need... I really need to not have anyone die on this fight again. Smoke bomb's not gonna help me. I could use an oil drop. I was trying to save them for Tret, but that won't matter as much if I don't even make it to Tret. Use ice with you. Okay, you're slower, so this might actually work. Ramsey, Flint. Please don't run. And please don't knock anyone out. I'm hoping this is enough firepower to finish the job. Thank goodness. Don't even feel as bad off this time as I was last time. Alright, and Breeze. Forget you get the resistance boosting Djinn so early on. Do we want to double up on... When? But I've actually find spreading out the Djinns more useful because it's a lot easier to swap between the healing class and my solid attacking. We'll give this a shot. Boss fight's probably made with healing in mind. Or I mean like having the buy classes in mind. Ooh, that's the most max synergy points anyways. It's kinda too close to really even call one way or another. So that at least gives me the nut. Oh. But I need to be on the other side to actually progress onto the boss. It's kinda mean that for the second boss of the game, they don't give you the synergy restoration, you know, right before the boss fight. With how easy Golden Sun can be, I'm surprised they don't do that. Because it feels like they give you a good opportunity to heal either most of the time for a synergy stone right before the boss, or heal a way to heal in some other form. Maybe Tret Tree is just more of a difficulty spike than what I remember, because I always just chalked it up to Dawn of Djinn. Being Dawn of Djinn and maybe like there being room to balance it better. But all I did was make the enemies as strong as Dawn of Djinn. And give myself a little bit of an attack. And force myself to only attack with water elemental powers. And yet those two things alone somehow managed to make it significantly harder. I mean, I say somehow, but Hindsight is kind of obvious. If you make the enemies hit harder, you're more likely to die quicker, especially early on in the game. Not a big fan of the setup, gotta be frank. Even, I think they all resist water, so I don't even know if it's worth going for Psynergy. More importantly, do I want Granite or do I want Breeze? I guess Breeze for long turn, then Granite can come in the next turn. If nothing else, we have 2 tier 2 summons for the boss fight. That'll help a lot in of itself. You know what? I don't even mind that you ran. It's probably for the best. At least we can use Granite this turn and start to heal back up from our heartaches. Garrett's still slower, right? Right. But I don't want to use up all my Psynergy before the boss. So I guess I'm gonna attack with Ivan. Now, just gotta do the important thing and remember to actually use the Djinn that I need to summon. Otherwise, the summon won't work. Well, I guess we're due for an Ivan fall eventually. It just really sucks that it happened right before I was gonna make it to Tret. Oh my god, am I really gonna go all the way back to town to revive a party member? I used my water life already. I kinda don't have an option. Well, I guess we're getting that 2-hour stream after all. I just apologize if a quarter of it is walking to town and back. Right. Oh, my God, that means I have to do all of Kolima Forest again too. I miss having Jolt and the version 2 equivalent of it. I miss all the extra early game revival items that I had in the dungeon. Some may argue make it easier, but it saves us from doing this. And I think that alone makes it worth it. I guess fast travel too would use that. Funny enough, no encounter on the way back this time. At least that'll speed up the process. I guess we might actually be getting up to the proper level we should be at. Or at least I know I have plenty of money to revive. That's quite a jump for like 2 levels, sir. At least I got plenty of money to spare. And it also gives me plenty of opportunity to get stuff from you. I think I could even afford the... Remember when I was saying we wouldn't be getting this? I forgot that we already bought the magic rod artifact. Let me go over my defensive options and see if I still have the money to spare, because it feels apparent that I need more defense. But the magic wand and that huge attack boost for Ivan and like the unleash, being able to stun enemies, would make it a worthwhile unleash even if they constantly were resisted. Choices, choices, choices. You know what? We're just about to fight Tret. I think I'll get a little bit more out of the defense than I would. Also, I could, like, sell lucky tickets. That's also an option to keep in mind. You already have leather gloves. That's probably the reason Garrett was dying more than I've been, because I actually got him defensive options. You seem to have the best armor that you can have right now, Ivan. You have a fur coat now. Wooden cap is honestly better for everyone, but... Oh, yeah. Don't want to leave... Don't want to overcompensate and leave Isaac behind. Because I got so fixated on boosting up Garrett's defense. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting video. I think like the way I'm gonna approach it is doing post commentary and make like a video essay, but I'm not sure when. Like I'm not sure if I should just wait until I play through the entire game and just try to summarize it all in a single video, or if I should divide it up into smaller post commentated parts. Don't have enough for the other bronze shield, unfortunately. Just barely enough for the leather cap. I think I even be, or like the wooden cap. I think is the upgrade one. You know what? We don't need those for a long time. Though that didn't give me as much money as I was hoping it would. Open helm, wooden cap. Alright. That'll at least carry me a little bit further. Do I want to... Nah. That feels like a lot of money right now to rest at the end, and I could just use the Psynergy Stone if I really need the boost. So much for like thinking that we were just getting less encounters because we've actually made it far enough in the game to not need them as frequently. No, I think I just got lucky. Don't mind me, I thought I heard of someone at the door. Yeah. If one thing's for sure, then the stream definitely ends when we beat Tret. I was just really hoping that we wouldn't have to climb through 2 entire dungeons again, just to do so. I am liking the fact that we're like one-shotting. Well, I guess maybe it wasn't one-shotting, maybe I just already did damage to them in advance and I just forgot this wasn't the first turn already. But it does feel like we're improving and we're getting more out of things. I kinda hope we have like 4 oil drops by the time we reach Tret and I can just... I'm not... It wouldn't be good for the challenge run, but it would be good for content, because it would be funny if I could just like one-shot Tret with oil drops. Probably not, but it'd probably be more efficient than trying to attack him normally with this... with these extra stipulations. Maybe I should have bought a secret feather just to save myself the heartache of going through this whole ordeal again. At least Garrett's gonna get caught back up. You know what? Look how much of a boost that is. It might be worth doubling down. Well, considering what I gotta fight next, I feel a little more confident in that ideology. Still can't believe that I used my water life up and still had to backtrack to town right before the boss. I guess if you see enemies randomly getting easier the next time I stream this, it'll be because I actually made a new patch, or I repatched the game to take out the whole attack multiplier thing. And if I do end up doing that, you'll know why. At least we can say that the Golden Sun Challenge pack lives up to its name of being a pack of challenges for you to do. Oh, I thought I was gonna knock out all the rats with that one attack. It would have been nice. I wanted to use Prism, but that would be overkill. Maybe I can at least get stun voltage. Well, good to know that was a well-valued turn. Yeah, I forgot why I had my Venus Djinn spread out in the first place. It kind of stinks not to have two people that can heal without using items. Oh, at least I won't have to do the puzzle for the third code again, and that might save a little time. I don't know if it'll save as much time as I was hoping, though. It just also doesn't help that, like, I don't have too much energy to talk, and with having no one to talk to, that kind of just takes away the motivation to talk instead of just play the game. Let's see if I can. You have. Oh right, I forgot. I forgot I added that feature to Shaman Rod to actually prevent you from getting soft locked. Flink can come in here, do the damage, like a fifth of the whole entire damage gets healed off in a single attack. That doesn't matter because I'm about to like whack it with summons and an axe. And there we go. Yeah. You know, thinking about it, like, Pokemon... I'm starting to realize just how hard it can be to collect a set of Pokemon cards the longer it takes you to actually finish the collection, because the Pokemon Company keeps making new series to keep people buying more cards, and as more and more new cards get made, the series that you're trying to finish get older and older and pushed more and more by the wayside to promote marketing on the new cards. Oh, makes sense in the world of capitalism, of course, but sucks for me because I'm not really interested in the new Pokemon cards that much. Like, Paldean Fates kind of caught my interest a little, but that was only because the shiny Pokemon were the big marketing point. And 151 kind of drew me in, but the whole appeal of that series is that it's all the original Kanto Pokemon. But it seems like when a set revolves around the new one, I guess it's not half true because I've found some interest in the Paradox ones with this focus on the Paradox Pokemon, but like anything that's really a lot of the stuff that a lot of the series that are focused around Paldea, I know I'm just not really that interested in, and just wish that they would still sell Astral Radiance because I still want to collect cards of the Hisui games, the people in it, and the Pokemon. And again, like, I was really hoping that the what's it called, the Kisue DLC, Teal Max, I think is the name of the DLC. I was trying to think of the name of the region, but I was hoping that we kind of get a second wave of Hisui in the Pokemon card scene when the Teal Mask came out, because it was pushing the Hisui in Pokemon again. But nope, we just got more Paldea stuff during that era, and it just seems like they're content to never think about Hisuian Pokemon ever again in terms of the trading card game. That sucks. And you know, like, Game Freak, I guess might be more it's kind of relevant to Game Freak, kind of relevant to Pokemon Company. I mean, neither of them are gonna listen to me, so I guess it doesn't matter who I say it to. But if you want me to be interested in your trading cards, then maybe make good games so I can actually get excited about the stuff you put on the cards. I know there's some people out there that will buy whatever, and those are the people that really keep you afloat. But if you want my personal opinion, if you make a game good, then the people will like the characters and be even more attached to the Pokemon of that game. So when you make cards of all that stuff, people will actually want to collect everything because they actually have a personal attachment to this stuff. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna get knocked out again after this whole entire long climb to get back to where I was. My god, oh. This is what I get for complaining about stuff that I could just not buy. Who's faster? It's also what I get for trying to make quality content, I guess. Actually trying to talk while playing. Alright. So let's just be tie goes Ivan, Garrett, then Isaac. So Ivan should heal first. Little risky, but I don't want to just keep healing off every bit of damage I take. Maybe if my resistance is up, then I won't have to heal the entire party next turn. Oh, not that it matters if they just go for attacks anyways. It's gonna suck if I break the healing ring before the boss, but it's slightly better than the alternative. Make sure I actually use Flint. Oh, of course, now you're faster. So far, everyone's going faster than the boss anyway, so... I don't trust... I don't trust things that much, though. Maybe... Best case scenario, everyone dies before the attack, but at least having the herb is a good backup. Do I go for the Psynergy Stone? I kind of want to have as much Psynergy points as I can before the boss fight. You know what? Everything's been going on for so long as is. What's the harm of a little bit more? Also, I should probably put the healing ring on the party member does not have the Earth Genie at the particular moment. Because the whole point of like using the healing ring is to try to spread my healing around so that any party member has it when I need it most. Good to know that I used the move at probably the most opportune time to use it. Ramsey, Mars, and attack, assuming that there's a troll left to attack. I would attack the rat, but I didn't trust myself. Like, that rat's really wall things way more than you would think. I guess if the spray is a little more clear, you'd be able to see how much armor it has, and that would be your visual cue that maybe it has a little bit more physical attack than usual. For now, I'm just gonna hope that I heal off any damage that I take, or like recover any synergy points I use before we get into another roll of combat. This time I'm just gonna go all out and just try to take care of the bee before I need to summon, because it's just one single bee. You know, you had your chance. Of course they have. Of course now they have the same exact speed. I think it's safe for Isaac to summon though, because things like Granite always have priority. Here, you. And we push onwards. Shoot, I keep mistaking that spider as a leaf on the ground. No matter how many times I tell myself it's a spider, I always go back to having the urge to jump on it. See, these are spiders. Speaking of which, how do I want to approach them? Just a prism, flint, and then hopefully the summon will finish them off next turn. Get you. Oh, and now I could probably double prism. Ramsey. Oh, or everyone could prism. See, that's like one time that the whole the defending thing works in my favor. Because I very well appreciate not having to spend synergy points on something I didn't need. Alright. Pardon me, I'm feeling a bit stuffy. But then again, that's something that kind of just... Let me see if I can just run. I'm like one step away from being able to go to the boss. Really don't need to waste energies on a random encounter now of all times. I missed. Well, at least now I can... Now I have time to take a random encounter. Not that I want to. But you can only hold it off for so long. Let's see how much a all-out physical assault does. Decent amount of damage. I'm gonna say any day now. Alright, so... This one I wanted to hop on. My bad. Depth perception isn't perfect. Alright. Best part is I'm actually going to be able to do this with full health. Almost justifies all the running back and forth between the dungeon and town. Just... Oh, that is not the pause button. Definitely going to save though. Don't need to make a fourth trip back here. Oh, that's right, I wanted to try to sing, so... Gonna start by giving an oil drop to everyone and just see how it goes. Half tempted to even, like... let's just go first, things as is. Because I got two ways I could approach this. I could oil drop with everyone this turn, or I could oil drop, use Breeze, and then use my third oil drop the next time around. But I'm just still kind of curious if I could somehow end this in one round with purely oil drops, which would be amazing because the HP is boosted on top of it all. Now I kind of figured, but that's much more damage than we're probably going to be doing with anything else that we got. Because remember, in this mod, everything is water, and Tret's a tree. I hear some people call him a fairy, but his stats indicate he's a tree, being Earth Elemental, strong against water, and weak to fire. Well, it's been a hot minute since I... For some reason, this feels more annoying than making him have stun. And that's just the vanilla package. I think I want to heal you, which unfortunately is not within my control at the moment, because I'm kind of down to Earth Djinn. Let's see, get Gus, get healed, and you could probably do Atlanta. It doesn't really... Atlanta and Ramses are pretty much the same thing in this mod, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. Let's go for... Oh my god, wow. I could have sworn Garrett wasn't the slowest one before. Well, my physical attack did more than my Psynergy. Then again, I think that's just ice, because even my summon did more damage than ice. First, let's double check who's... Okay, Isaac is still pretty fast. So you can heal. You can use Ramsey, and you... I was thinking you would actually have the heal, but alas. You know, I've seen him do a few physical... It's kind of risky to use the smoke bomb because he's very spell-oriented, but he does have a physical attack, and he has used it a few times. I don't even know if this will work, but I'm tempted to try. Well, he is diluted, but we'll have to see if that actually means anything. Not this turn. You know, just heal and keep myself topped off. Though I also probably do need to use Gus before I can use Ramsey again. Not sure. We'll get plenty more herbs back in town if we need. Or I could just heal with... But what am I thinking? I could also just do a physical attack. I also could have summoned, which might also have been the better play. That was worthless, but I guess it's better than just hoard items until they get to the point where they're completely useless. I might live to regret this, but I'm gonna let Garrett sleep a turn, and just see if I can preserve a elixir for later on the fight. Jeez. I know you're a boss, but... See, what did I tell you? We played a long game. We don't have to waste our resources. Yeah, let's go for Flint now, that way I can go for Prism next turn. I am kind of missing elemental weaknesses, not gonna lie. Yeah. If I go for Granite, I could actually probably even go for Ramsey this same turn. And Prism with you. So I'm not sure how much it will matter. Yeah, I was better off just throwing my axe. Guess it's safe to go for a herb. Do I still have an elemental resistant boost? I do. I think I'll wait a little bit before using Breeze then. Oh, the water trigger. Let's see how high it'll go. The answer, that's as high as it'll go. Not exactly too keen on losing my resistance right at this time, but at least we can fix that. Maybe I should have healed though. There's always next turn. And ironically enough, how I typically would end a Tret fight. So, it was obviously a bit longer than usual, but not too bad besides that. Unfortunately, like too many Tret tree experiences I've had over the past couple of years, the dungeon feels harder than the boss fight itself, and I don't know how much of that is just from the mods I've been playing, and how much of it is just the game typically being hard for a dungeon. Well, at least the next time we come back here, we only have to crawl through the forest, and we won't have to go through the tree again. Yeah, I said I was gonna end when we got the Tret tree, and I did have enough ambition to make it back to town first, but I think I'll actually end it off here, just so we don't start up 2 streams in a row right in Bilibin. So, thank you all for tuning in for this stream. Honestly, not sure what I'm gonna do next week. I guess I could do more of this. It would be nice if I could do more Lost Age Randomizer, but the hell depends on if I can find something like Growth or Cyclone on my own time off stream. And honestly, I put a lot of time into trying to find those items off stream immediately after last week's stream, and I'm just not feeling up to picking up that game again and roaming aimlessly through other dungeons that I've been through already to try to triple check to make sure I didn't miss anything. So Your guess is as good as mine of when / if we'll ever get more Lost Age Randomizer. Because I'm not really feeling up to doing another seed after the way this one's been treating me lately. Alright, I think that's all I really have to say. Just double checking to make sure that I already saved. Whereas for a video or a stream though, I'll see y'all later.